children, how are you? I hope you all are doing well. So children, in this chapter, we are going to talk about water and weather. We all know that these are the natural resources, okay, that we have. So we are going to learn about the importance of water. We are going to learn about the utility of this liquid, the forms of water and the effect of sun on weather. Okay? So let's begin with water. We all know that water is very important for us. Okay? It is important for our survival. It is important for the survival of any living organism on earth. We also know that 70% of earth is covered with water. Okay? But the maximum amount of water is in the seas and oceans which we cannot drink because of the salt content in it. Okay? So, water is an important component of the nature. It is essential for all living beings. Water is useful to us in many ways. So, we use water for everything and anything that we do on a daily basis. It is used for drinking, washing, cooking, etc. Imagine a day without water. How would you feel? Okay? It is required for watering the plants in agricultural field. It is used to produce electricity. It is a good medium of transport. It is used in fighting the fires. It is used while making houses or construction. So, we use water to drink, to wash clothes, cook, okay, to water the plants, for agricultural purposes, to grow crops, okay, to produce electricity. It is also a medium of transport. We can go by ship from one place to another or by boat from one place to another. Okay. Also, when there is a fire, water is poured on it so that fire extinguishes. Okay. Then we can use it while building a house also. So, because it holds the cement firmly. Now, so there are so many things for which we use water. Okay. Now, there are different forms of water. Water exists in 3 states, okay, that is solid, liquid and gas. Okay. The state of water can be changed by. So, when there is ice, okay, and we heat up the ice, it changes into water. So, ice changes to water upon heating. Okay. Now, when we heat water, what comes out? Steam or water vapor. Okay. Now, this water vapor or steam, when it cools down, okay, it changes again into water, and when we cool down this water, it changes into ice. Okay. So, water changes from one form to another by heating and or cooling down. Okay. So, have you ever noticed when your mother heats water on a gas stove, okay, after some time water escapes out of the pot in the form of steam or water vapor. You will see some a smoky thing type of thing coming out, that is the steam or the water vapor. Okay. Now, this process is known as the evaporation. So, if you hold a cold steel plate against the steam coming out of the pot, you will see water droplets on the plate. The steam has changed into water on cooling. It is called condensation. So, firstly, water changes due to heating or due to cooling of it. Okay. Now, when we boil water, it comes in the form of steam. It comes out in the form of steam or water vapor. This is known as evaporation. And when the water starts cooling down and forms water droplets on an object, it is known as the process of condensation. Okay. Let's do this activity to find out this process. Okay. So, what you have to do is you have to observe the process of condensation. Okay. You have to take a glass, pour ice cold water in it, and then observe what happens. Water droplets will appear on the glass outer surface because the water vapor near the glass will cool down and are converted to water droplets. So, remove a bottle of water from a fridge and keep it on the table. Okay. Or you can, what you can do is you can take a glass of pour ice cold water in it and then observe this. the water droplets will appear on the glass, on the outer side of the glass. You will see the water droplets appearing. This is because the water vapor near the glass, okay, the water vapor which is around the glass in the air, it cools down and then it gets converted to water droplets. Now, what is a water cycle? The wet clothes dry when they are spread in the sun. The heat of the sun changes the water present in the wet clothes into water vapors. Okay. Similarly, the water in ponds, rivers and sea, it evaporates in the sunlight. The water vapor goes into the air. When the water vapor comes in contact with cold air, it forms droplets of water. These droplets join together to form clouds. Now, on cooling, the clouds become heavy and cannot hold the water. They fall down in the form of rain. This process is called water cycle. So, by the process of water cycle, the water is renewed. It never gets exhausted. So, water is a renewable source of energy. So, children, you must have observed that when your mother puts the clothes outside in the sun for drying up, okay, the heat of the sun, because of the heat of the sun, the water present in the wet clothes, it changes into water vapor. Okay, it dries off, the clothes dry off and the water goes into the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. Okay. Similarly, the water which is there in the ponds, rivers and seas, okay, that also evaporates because of the sunlight falling on them. Now, this water vapor, then it goes up into the air. So, when it goes up into the air, okay, tiny water droplets come in contact with the cold air, and when the cold those droplets are formed together, when they cool down, what is formed? The clouds are formed. And when there are too many water droplets, okay, accumulated inside the clouds and they cannot take it anymore, they fall down on the ground in the form of rain. Now, this process is known as the water cycle, because by the process of water cycle, it means that the water is renewed, okay, and it never gets exhausted. So, water is a renewable source of energy. So, this cycle continues. So, this process continues, okay, like the sunlight falling on the water bodies, the water vapor increasing, going up to the air, then it cools down, forms clouds. Clouds cannot take the water anymore, they fall, then they release the water in the form of rain, okay, again it gets accumulated in the ponds, rivers and all. So, this cycle continues, all right. Now, and that is the reason why the water gets renewed, and hence the water, okay, water is a renewable source of energy. Now, about 2/3 of the earth's surface is covered with water. Most of the water is in the oceans and seas. Although there is abundance of water on our planet Earth, but very little water is available as fresh water. All living organisms have water in their body. So, for us, for our survival, for us to drink water or the water that we use for any other activity is fresh water. And how do we get this fresh water? We get it in the form of rains, because the water from the seas and oceans has a high salt content in it. Okay, it is very salty and it is not fresh water. We cannot use that water for our activities or even for drinking. We cannot drink it. So, we need fresh water which is available in the water bodies like the rivers, ponds, okay, that they are accumulated there. Now, that means all living organisms have water in their body. So, everybody, us human beings also, we also have water inside our body. Plants have water inside. So, elephant, okay, elephant has 80% water inside the body. Fish 67%, okay. Potato has 78% water. Eggs 73%. Human being 70%, okay. Milk 88% is water. Tomato is 90% water, okay. Plant is 60% water. Dry cereals are 3 to 4% water, and watermelon is 95% water, okay. So, now let us talk about how do we conserve this water, Okay, let's talk about the conservation of water. The demand for water is increasing as the population is increasing. More people, more requirement of water. Okay, so in many cities, long queues for collection of water is a common sight. So in many cities, you'll see that there is a long queue of people waiting for water to come. Okay, or they want water. Their need for water is more. Okay, so there is a shortage of water. So it is very important that water should be used carefully. We should take care not to waste water. Certain tips are to be remembered to get regular supply of water. Avoid wastage of water. Do not waste water. Do not keep the tap running, okay, tap water running. Plant more trees. Reduce water pollution. Harvest rainwater. So these are the different ways by which we can conserve the water, okay. Firstly, never waste water, okay. While brushing your teeth and all, do not leave the taps open, okay. Take a bath by using water in a bucket instead of shower, okay. Do not unnecessarily spill water, all right. Do not keep the taps running. You have to plant more trees, okay. Reduce water pollution. Do not dirty water, okay. Do not dirty the rivers, ponds, lakes, okay. And harvest rainwater. Try to, when it starts raining, try to use that rainwater, collect the rainwater and use it for different activities in the house, like wiping the floor, okay, watering the plants, okay, or washing vessels and all. So these are different things where you can use the rainwater. So use it, all right. Now let's talk about weather. You must have seen that some days, okay, are sunny and bright, while others are windy or cloudy. Sometimes it is hot, and sometimes it starts raining and becomes cold. So this state of changing conditions of the atmosphere at a given place is called weather, okay. So in our country, there are 3 seasons: winter, summer and monsoon. But the weather changes from day to day or even from hour to hour. So what do you understand by this, okay? So sometimes you must have observed that when you get up in the morning, it's really bright and sunny, okay. By afternoon, suddenly, all of a sudden, it starts raining, and it rains a lot, okay. And because of that rain, the evening becomes cold. So we are trying to, we are experiencing 3 different types of feelings, okay. The feeling of feeling hot, the feeling when the rain starts pouring, okay, which is like feeling pleasant, and at night it becomes cool. So the weather changes from day to day. It can change from hour to hour also. This can happen in hour also, okay. So now let's do this activity. See the calendar and find out the months when we have summer and winter season, okay. So find out the months when it is summer and winter. So what do you understand by the word weather? Weather means the state of changing climatic condition of the atmosphere at a given place, okay, is known as weather. Now let's talk about the effect of sun on the weather, okay. How is it that the weather is impacted by the sun? Sun rays, they fall slanting in the morning and evening, whereas at noon they are straight above our head, okay. So in morning and evening the sun is low, so the rays are slanting, while at noon they are straight. The noon is the hottest part of the day. Mornings and evenings are comparatively cooler, okay. So people like warmth of sun when it is cold, okay. So it is where sun plays a vital role, okay. It not only provides us the light, it gives us heat, it gives us energy. So depending on the movement of the sun, the weather is also there, okay. So if you look at in the morning, we always say that the mornings and evenings are pleasant, but afternoon was very hot. That is because in the afternoon the sun rays are straight above us, okay, above our head, okay, and that is the reason why it makes the environment feel hot, okay. Now what is the effect of wind on the weather? Wind also affects the weather, okay. Now if there is a wind also impacts the weather. Okay, the wind that blows gently, when it's a gentle wind, okay, it is known as breeze. During summer, hot wind, okay, loo, makes the weather hot, uncomfortable and unbearing. Strong winds cause storm. Okay, so the weather is impacted by the force of the wind also, the speed of the wind also. Gentle wind, okay, is known as the breeze, which makes us feel good. Okay, but during the summers, okay, when the wind is blowing with the heat of the sun, okay, those hot winds are called loo. Okay, and they really make the weather hot, uncomfortable and unbearable. Okay, that's the unbearable heat. And strong winds, when the winds are really very strong and very fast, they are known as storms. Okay, now effects of cloud on weather. A cloudy day blocks the sun's rays, makes the weather not very hot. Cloudy nights are warmer because the heat of the earth does not escape from the atmosphere due to the clouds. Some clouds bring rain too. So, if what happens is, when there are clouds, they block the sun's ray. Okay. Now, because of that, the weather is not very hot. But cloudy nights, they can be warmer because the heat of the earth does not escape. Okay, there is no way for the heat to escape into the atmosphere. Okay, due to the clouds, they come in between. That's why that's why we feel very warm at night when it is cloudy. Okay, and some clouds, they bring rain. Now let's talk about effect of rain on the weather. The rain cools the weather. Rain is welcome by all, especially farmers, if it falls during the right time. Okay, rain is good for crops, but its excess can cause floods that can damage buildings, roads, crops, etc. So, too much of rain can cause floods, which can be damaging. Okay, and if it rains at the right time, okay, during the season of harvest, the farmers are very happy because they get a good crop. Okay, effect of weather on our lives. Our food, lifestyle and enjoyment depends on the weather. Weather decides the food we eat, the growth of plants, the house we live in. People wear different types of clothes in different weather conditions. So, as we all know that there are 3 seasons: summers, rainy and winters, and according to the weather we eat food, we get seasonal fruits, vegetables, and also we wear clothes, or also the house that we live also depends on the weather or the climatic condition of that place. Okay, now let's revise this chapter. Water is a renewable source. It is essential for all living beings and it exists in 3 forms, that is the ice, water and steam. In nature, water keeps changing into water vapor, which comes back to the earth in the form of rain. This is called water cycle. Scarcity of water in a particular place or for a long time results in drought situation. Heavy rainfall leads to floods in a region. Water is precious, so we should conserve it. Okay, weather changes from day to day, even from hour to hour. Okay, sun, wind, clouds and rain, they affect the weather. Our food, types of clothes we wear, all depends on the weather. Alright. So, children, now that we have done the revision and we have gone through the entire chapter, it is time to do the exercise. So, multiple choice questions. Take the correct option. Clouds bring us rain, wind, sun or the moon. They bring us rain. Water is essential for humans, animals, plants or all of these? For all of these. Scarcity of water leads to drought, floods, conservation or evaporation. It leads to droughts. Okay. Change of water into water vapor is known as conservation. Evaporation, condensation or floods, it is known as evaporation. Cool and gentle wind is called loo, breeze, thunder or storm. It is known as the breeze. Alright, now fill in the blanks. Dash of earth's surface is covered with water. Okay, 2/3. The solid state of water is ice. Lack of rain may cause drought. Collecting rainwater for future use is called rainwater harvesting. And weather is responsible for deciding the type of clothes we wear. Okay, write T for true and F for false here. Okay, we should brush our teeth keeping the tap running. Absolutely, false. We should not do that. Okay, we should turn off the tap while brushing, and then only while washing our mouth we can turn on the tap. Excessive rainfall leads to drought. False. Okay, it leads to floods. Change of water into water vapor is called evaporation. Absolutely true. Water is an essential component of all living organisms. Yes. Too much rain causes floods. Absolutely true. We like to go out in severe cold climate. No, we don't. Okay, we really feel cold. Take the odd one out. Water, ice, snow or steam. Which is the odd one here? It's the water. Okay, the rest are the forms of water, different states of water. Clouds, rain, water cycle, steam. Okay, so it is steam. Winter, summer, spring or drought. Okay, which is the odd one here? Drought. The rest are the seasons. Ponds, rivers, lakes, water, water. The rest are the water bodies. Cloud, rain, wind or soil. Which is the odd one here? Soil. The rest are all weather related. Summer, winter, monsoon, foggy, foggy. Okay, the rest are the seasons. Match the column. Water. There are three forms of water. Water conservation means not to waste water. Excess of water leads to floods and scarcity of water causes droughts. Okay. Now, name the process in which water changes into water vapor changes into water. It is the process of condensation. Define water cycle. So, we have already done this. Okay, the process of water changing into water vapor into clouds upon cooling, and from clouds they come down in the form of rain, and then rain gets collected into the water and the process continues, okay, due to the presence of the sunlight. Okay. So, this is the water cycle. You can use the exact definition from the textbook. Okay. What is drought? Drought is when it is scarcity of water. Now, what is the name given to the state caused by excess of rain? It causes floods. Okay. Write any two uses of water: drinking, okay, cooking, washing vessels. All right. Now, let's go into the long answer questions. List 5 sources of water. You can write about ponds, rivers, lakes, okay, rain, sea. Okay. Suggest 3 methods to conserve water. How can you save water? Write about 3 ways. Okay. How are clouds formed? How do the clouds get formed? Think about the water cycle that we've learned, and then you'll know how the clouds are formed. So, write in detail here. What are the different forms in which water is present in nature? Okay. To tell us which are the different forms of water and how they are present in the nature. Why are cloudy nights warmer than the clear nights? Because of the clouds coming in between the heat which is not able to pass into the atmosphere. How does wind affect the weather? Okay. So, write about the different types of winds which are there and how do they affect the weather. All right. So, critical thinking skills. It rains more in places where there is more greenery. Why? More evaporation of water from the surface of leaves. Okay. Because of this process of evaporation, there is more rain. So, in places like Meghalaya and all, if you see, they are like densely forested area, or there are lot of trees and plants there, and that's the reason why this area has continuous rainfall. Okay, certain areas have continuous rainfall. How do your clothes dry automatically after some time? The process of evaporation takes place here when you put the wet clothes on the string outside the sunlight. Because of the heat coming from the sunlight, okay, the water of the clothes changes into the form of water vapor, and the clothes get dried up, okay, and the water vapor enters into the atmosphere. Okay. Why driving vehicle is very risky during foggy days? Because we are not able to see anything clearly. The visibility is really very low because of the dense fog. that comes in front of the vehicle or on the near the land surface. Okay. Case-based study. Weather is defined as the condition of air surrounding us with respect to wind, rain, sunshine and clouds in a place at a particular time. Weather changes from day to day and place to place. Weather may be sunny, windy, rainy or cloudy. When the sun shines brightly, it is a sunny day. The rays of the sun are stronger in the middle of the day. That is why it is hot in the afternoon as compared to morning and evening. When it rains, the sky becomes dark as it is covered with dark clouds. Rains are usually accompanied by winds, sometimes in the form of thunderstorm and lightning. So, weather depends on what? Weather depends on wind, rain, sunlight or all of these. It depends on all of these. Weather changes month to month, week to week, day to day or none of these. It is none of these. It can change hour to hour also. The sun rays are stronger during morning, afternoon, evening or none of these during the afternoon. What happens during cloudy day? What happens during the cloudy day is that when it rains, the sky becomes dark, okay? It is covered with clouds. What happens during a cloudy day? Generally it rains on a cloudy day or the atmosphere cools down a bit during the daytime. Alright, life skills. Make ice candies of different colors and shapes. Okay, what you have to do is you have to take bowls of different shapes and make different drinks of different colors using strawberry crush, orange khas sharbat, rose, etc. And then fill the bowls with colored drinks and carefully put them in the freezer for 3 to 4 hours. Enjoy your colorful ice candies. Okay, let's do something new. You have to save water. Which one would you choose to do? Put a tick. So, you will see the different pictures. So, which are the different activities that you would choose to do in order to save water? Okay. Now, you have to make your own water filter. For that, you require 4 plastic containers. You need pebbles of different sizes and you need a fine sand. Okay. What is the procedure? Make small holes on the basis of 3 containers. Fill the first container with large pebbles, second container with small pebbles and third one with sand. Okay. Place the containers one over the above. Okay. And the last container should be empty. Now, pour muddy water in the top container. We will get clean potable water in the fourth container. So, see how all these containers are placed and then accordingly you place it when you are doing this activity and you will get clean potable water to drink. Okay. Now, explore. Earth is known as blue planet as its 2/3 surface is covered with water. But we know that the water is becoming scarce and there is need for its conservation. Why water of oceans and seas is not fit for humans, plants and animals? What component of the water of these water bodies make it unfit for drinking? So, we have already discussed about this in this chapter while discussing the other part. So, before you explore and write the answer of this, quickly reread the chapter, complete all the exercises and finish all the projects. Alright children, so get going.